And it's kind of, as you started talking, it made me think about a childhood experience randomly. But like the idea of the psychopomp kind of is something I've always been obsessed with, the sort of some sort of spiritual being that guides you through the death process. Like Hermes is the classic ancient Greek psychopomp. People usually think it's someone else, but it's not. It's Hermes, which is the god of communication and travel, because it is a journey of life. And it's the god who's in charge of helping you communicate with the living is the same dude who's helping you go on into the afterlife. And so I've always loved psychopomps. Like the Grim Reaper is probably the most commonly recognized in America psychopomp. And I was trying to figure out why I'm so obsessed with psychopomps. And Carl Jung would be so happy that it goes back to my childhood. Uh,
Would you care to share that story?
I think I have to because it's ridiculous. Um, and I know that, and why I started thinking about it is because you were talking about the rationalists who hear people describe their personal experiences and they say, no, that did not happen. And I know someone's going to hear this and go, no, that did not happen. But I was a child at one point, believe it or not. I must have been 7, 8, thereabouts. And every summer we had this little fair at the elementary school. And one of the things was you could throw a ping pong ball into a goldfish bowl and you would win a goldfish. And so I crushed it, won a goldfish. Um, they were nice enough to not make the goldfish suffer in the bowls. So you got a coupon to go to the pet store and pick one out. And I picked one out. He was yellow. His name was Sausage. He was that long. I I wasn't great at names at the time. Sausage was the best I could come up with. And then I won a second goldfish and I went and I saw this fish and she was almost completely translucent and she had these really beautiful flowing white fins. And I got her and the poor teenager was in there like getting his entire right body just soaking wet because I kept going, nope, not that one, nope, that one, nope, nope, that one. And I took her home and I did not name her after a foodstuff. I named her Angel. And then there were several more goldfish who joined because I ended up getting this 10-gallon tank in my room. And I had a little Japanese pagoda in the middle that was open. And so it was like this big square on the bottom. And so the fish could actually swim in and hang out. And Sausage, the patriarch of the fish tank, one day I went in there and I saw that Sausage was lying on the bottom of the pagoda and Angel was just like right up next to him, lying on the ground with the pagoda next to him. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then the next morning, Sausage was dead. And I was like, oh no. So I held a very elaborate funeral for Sausage because I do that for all of my animals. And then, like months later, Oreo, there was a trend. Angel broke the trend. She was the only one. Oreo got like impaled on a plastic plant. Like he like bit into it and I guess it messed him up and he got injured, but he didn't die right away. And then I saw him, he was on the bottom of the pagoda with Angel and she was just staying with him. And then he died. And every single fish that died before Angel, the same thing happened. She would just be lying on the bottom of the pagoda with them. And then eventually there was just Angel and she was lying on the bottom of the pagoda by herself. And so I just stayed with her until she died. And it broke my heart. So I think that's why I'm obsessed with psychopomps because I had one as a pet goldfish as a child, and it pretty much just completely colored the trajectory of my experience in a way I didn't realize until you started talking about death on a podcast.
Okay, I'm
This is
like
so much cheaper than therapy too.